so long since you've been.
I'm so glad to be in the studios of Unity 93.3 FM. This is Unity Trend on this wonderful station, the Unity TV, Unity FM Radio, 93.3 FM. E.G. Adamu remains my name and the anchor of this wonderful program. Yesterday happens to be Monday, the very first day in the month of April, the year 2024. Beware of those whom will want to take you for a fool, and they call it April Fool. Okay, so please, but you too don't be a part to this, because you don't have to go lying to someone just for the sake of April Fool. Anyway, do have yourself a wonderful April. Is a month that promises to be very, very interesting. Of course, again, I want to quickly say a very happy Easter celebrations to all Christians, faithful across the world, because today happens to be Easter Monday. The Christians have commemorated the crucifixion, the death, the burial, and resurrections of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And today we celebrate because he is alive. And thank you. Have yourself a wonderful celebrations. And today, this is the first day in the last month of the first quarter of the year 2024. What have you done to make sure that you make your contributions to ensure sustainable, peaceful coexistence in Plateau State, Nigeria, Africa, and the world over? Because you have a part to play. Professor Pavena Hetibamayi would always ask you on this platform, how about your goals? What have you done to it? And he would always say your goal has to be smart. And of course, on this platform, even though Prof is not in the studio this morning, I will, on his behalf and on behalf of the entire crew of Unity 93.3 FM, ask the same question. So, how far so far with your goals? What have you been doing to make sure you make it work? Because in your goals lies opportunity to other people. So if you choose not to do something about your goal, you are jeopardizing other people's life. And so it's not all about you. So make sure that despite the challenges, still be there. And don't give up in yourself. Don't give up in this wonderful country, Nigeria. And of course, you don't need to give up on Plateau State. And Plateau is the home of peace and tourism, and for us in the station is the voice of reason. I'm so happy again and again. And this morning, I am so honored to have in the studio two gentlemen. Let me begin by saying that today is a lovely day. And if you permit me, I will say today again, like other days, is a big catch. Because in the studio, I have Mr. Yang Bere, son of the soil. His involvement in the government of today has served a great deal with which some of us are so proud and truly believe in this government. If a government is doing well, then it is people like the gentleman that we have on the studio today that are doing the great work. And he's the Directorate of Praise, Government House, Plateau State, Nigeria, because I know some of you are watching us far away, even outside the country. And I'll let him say a very big good morning to our listener and viewer, because it's Easter celebration is still on, and then again for the Muslim Ummah, they are in for the last 10 of Ramadan fasting. And I'm sure Mr. Yang Bere would do nothing less than saying, wish all Christians a happy Easter, and then the Muslims last 10 of Ramadan fasting. Mr. Yang Bere, good morning, sir.
Good morning, my brother. It's my pleasure to be with you this morning.
Yes.
In the studio. Good morning, Plateau people. Happy Easter to the Christians and to the Muslims as you proceed on your Ramadan fast. I wish you the best.
All right, you've heard the voice of the men who make sure that we get to hear the activities of the government of today. unlike in the past and very, very far past there, where you hardly get to hear what the activities of the government is all about. And this time, we get to hear it almost like on a daily basis. It is the wonderful job of this young man, the vibrant and active Mr. Gangberry. Thank you so much for doing the needful.
Thank you very much, my brother.
All right, keeping the public informed as regards the activities of the government of today. And in the studio, to my right, is the representative of the Igbo community in Plateau State, Nigeria. I'm talking about Honorable Felix Apunku JP. He'll be saying a very big good morning to our listener and viewer as well. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you, my brothers and sisters in the Lord. We thank you for the Easter celebration. We appreciate you. You have fasted and Jesus Christ has resurrected. We thank God for everything. And most importantly, we thank our dear brothers for their Ramadan fasting. We know that this is the 10th day in their fasting, and we pray that God will give them the strength and the energy to complete their fasting. And we pray that all of us should be together. Most importantly, we thank God for giving us peace here on the plateau. And we thank God for our dear brother, Mr. Gangberry, for all his activities, making us to know what is happening here on this plateau state. Like what our brother said, in the last government dispensation, most of the things we don't even know. But we thank God that we have a very vibrant representative of the Executive Governor of Plateau State, His Excellency, Barrister Caleb Manasseh Mutfan. You're welcome, sir.
All right, thank you. You've heard the voice of the man whom, of course, has been doing the needful, making sure that the presence of the good people of the Igbo community in Plateau State is being felt even on the Unity TV and Unity Radio. He would always have to send a piece just so to talk about issues as we have them on the plateau. All right, before I read the next piece that he sent to us, even on this platform, I will apologize that we will not go in depth in review segments of the program this morning. But of course, I just have this to read of newspaper. This one says, Defense Minister Bello Matawale distributes foodstuff to bandits terrorizing Zamfara. Or you may want to get to know about that story, but sorry, we will not go in depth in that, like I have said earlier. On tragedy, as 10-year-old boy strangles a friend during football match in Lagos. Oh man, you can go on and on and on. Issues are happening, but of course, let me just go straight so that we will give time to the gentleman in the studio. A piece by someone whom you have always asked and always wait to hear from him. And he has this to say this morning: 16 lawmakers' issues in a glance. In the unanimous judgment and wisdom of the three-member panel of Justice of the Court of Appeals overturns the elections of victory of 16 lawmakers of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) on the grounds that the structure of the party in Plateau State collapsed since 2020 and that the party cannot claim to have a structure to sponsor any candidate to contest an election. The same argument held against His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Plateau State, Barrister Caleb Manasseh Mutfang of the PDP at the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, while delivering the lead judgment of its 5-member panel affirming the election of the governor, Justice Ajim held that we have held in a plethora of cases that the sponsorship of a candidate for elections is an internal affair of a political party and ruled that the Court of Appeal lacked jurisdiction to entertain the validity, to determine the validity of the candidacy of the party. Unfortunately, the Court of Appeal is the court of finality in attendance to House of Assembly and National Assembly matters. The big question is, will the 16 lawmakers perform knowing that their constituents didn't vote them? It's a question. My joy in all of this is anchored on the simplicity in character disposition of the governor, who, for the interest of the state, listens to constructive criticisms and swiftly acts upon duly. This piece is powered by Honorable Felix Apunku JP from Igbo community here in Jos, Plateau State, Nigeria. Well, we will not be talking so much about this today. Honorable Felix, having read your piece sent to us, this is just one out of many that you would often send even daily, almost daily. I want to appreciate the trust that you have on us as Unity Station, where you get to send it, and the presence of Igbos are being felt even on the station, because you have chosen to always, send a piece to talk about issues as we have them unfold on the plateau. Thank you so much for being there.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for the wonderful representation of the Igbo community on plateau.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. All right, very quickly, today we will be looking at, I think, Mr. Gangbere. We will just have a look at Plateau State government today. So we want to know, what are those things so far? This is the last month for this first quarter of the year. It's strategic.
Very strategic.
It is a month of reflection. It is a month of, self-evaluation. And so your being in the studio today is strategic for us. Let's know, what have we achieved as a people, as a government so far? And then we look at what else are we expecting from the government. Over to you, Mr. Gangbere.
Well, I sincerely want to appreciate you for extending this opportunity for me to share the vision and what the government of Plateau State, under the leadership of His Excellency Barrister Caleb Manasseh Mutfwang, has put in place. It will interest you to know that Barrister Caleb Manasseh Mutfwang is running an inclusive government, is running a government that places priority on the people. And when you look at his activities from day one, when he was sworn into office on the 29th May 2023,
yes,
he moved into action swiftly and began to take stock of what has been in place and what needs to be put in place in Plateau State. Priority was placed on the issue of security, because we know that security is at the foundation of any form of development. Without security, there can be no development. The governor swing into action, tried to make an assessment of the security situation in the state. And as we know, it is in the public domain that even before his swearing in, there were a lot of security issues that unfolded. But as someone who placed the people first and has a priority in terms of improving the living condition of the people, he moved into a realm. I think second or third day of his administration, he held a Security Council meeting. I tried to take stock of what is happening in all the nook and crannies of the state.
And how best
and
to
then
tackle
he
that.
went into realm where we've had a lot of issues that has to do with insecurity for quite a number of years. I tried to get the feelings of the IDPs, people who were displaced from their ancestral homes for quite some time. And he interacted with them. The essence was to provide hope. The essence was to make them understand that he has come to restore sanity in Plateau State. He has come to ensure that everybody, irrespective of your faith, irrespective of your ethnic background, irrespective of wherever you are coming from, he has come to bring people under one table to see how dialogue can be pushed for people to understand themselves and for there to be unity and there, for there to be a kind of understanding that people can still work together. Peaceful coexistence is the way
possible.
forward. And those are the issues that he actually swing into action and then you put in place. The next thing, when people need to also understand that you cannot just sit down in your home at your comfort zone and expect things to just work. The governor moved out. The first in history. He moved out and then tried to visit all the security formations in Abuja. I remember first we visited the chief of defense staff, General Christopher Musa. He visited the chief of air staff. He visited the chief of army staff. He visited NEMA, all kind of organizations that has one thing or the other to add value
with the issues on the
to add value to the people of Plateau State. He visited them, and then after those visits, we know how people came into Plateau State. You know, when you don't tell your story, when you don't tell the true picture of what you're going through, people may not understand what you're passing through. There will be different perspective, and people can misrepresent you. And that was the first step the governor tried to do. He tried to, you know, sell out the story, the true picture of what the people of Plateau State were passing through. And then he sold it out. He discussed it with all the people that matters, the critical stakeholders, and we can see after then, we had so many security chiefs coming into Plateau State and taking responsibility of the issues of security in Plateau State. And to the glory of God, as we speak today, we can say that we have achieved some relative peace. The most important thing here is that we are appealing to people of Plateau State, irrespective of wherever you are, irrespective of whoever you are, irrespective of your ethnic background, irrespective of your religious background. Peace is the way forward.
Peace is the way forward.
Without peace, we cannot do anything. Without peace, we cannot even stay in this studio.
Yes.
Without peace, we cannot go about our business activities. Without peace, there is nothing we can do. So I am appealing that we must guide this peace that we have achieved so far jealously. We must make sure that we protect ourselves. We must make sure that we become our brother's keepers. This is the message the governor is preaching. Unity is very, very key. For us to be able to attract the kind of development that we so desire for the people of Plateau State, we need unity. We need peace. We need to be on the same page. Our thinking should be together. And that is what we are doing at the moment. We will continue to preach peace. We will continue to preach unity for the prosperity of the people of Plateau State.
So far, you've mentioned of the government swift into action, trying to visit displaced persons in person. He himself went to interact with these people, which of course is not so common with executive, you know. So they find it difficult to actually see the people and talk to them. And again, you mentioned of effort being made in terms of ensuring security in Plateau, visiting stakeholders, people whom of course has one thing or the other to do to ensure that peace is returned on the Plateau. You know, let's talk about development in terms of road constructions. You know, for everyone on the Plateau, you don't need to actually shout it like because road construction is something you get to see. Your eyes can see it. So, and it's not like it is done for just a number of people, depending on their religion or political affiliation. The road is for everyone. And so, can you just say a little about some of these other achievements?
Well, like I said earlier, security is key and is very, very paramount. In fact, it is a foundation for all kinds of development. Now, that was done to pave way for development within the state. We are all aware of the kind of infrastructural development that this government has embarked on in Plateau State, particularly within just Bukuru Metropolis as we speak. We know the kind of roads interventions the governor has actually put in place. People of Plateau State knows it. They have seen it, they have felt it, and we are on with those kind of development. If you move around, even around Bauchi Road here, around Masala Chinjuma, around Apata, around British American Junction, you move around like that within Bukuru axis, you will see some massive intervention. There are roads that were constructed in the 1940s, in the 1970s, that has never had any form of intervention.
Again.
Some of those roads have become a death trap. But the governor believes in creating a serene environment. Plateau State is the home of peace and tourism. And if you don't have good roads, where will the tourism be? If you don't have good roads, can you attract investors? If you don't have good roads, can people move about with their businesses as it is expected? No. And those are the kind of development that the governor put in place first. Try to see how he can overhaul the city center, make it so serene, make it accessible, make it motorable, for people to be able to carry out certain developmental activities. And that he is doing. If you move around, you will be able to see those things. I want to tell you something, that what you are seeing at the moment by the special grace of God is just the beginning. It's just trying to lay the foundation.
I think Mr. Kiangbera will actually get there, because I just cannot wait for us to begin to hear from you. What else are we expecting from this government? We'll get there. But before then, I just want to let you know that we have a program on this station, and we call it City Reports. It's a program that hits the air once it is 7:30 a.m. and it lasts for just about 15 or 25 minutes. Okay, on this program, you have people who always call. The program is about the people. You just call and tell us what is your problem. And during this program, we were able to establish that there has been a breach, a Sabonlai Rafimpa pedestrian bridge there, and this bridge was broken for over 5 years, and we have not less than 3 people, 2 children, minors, and 1 adult, whom were drawn in the river because the bridge is no longer there for 5 years. So I would love to bring this to your attention, that you take this to the governor, and please, Rafimpa Sabonlai community is just close to us here. It's within just North Access. And so please, I believe I have told you that, and you would do the needful to
Thank you for bringing this to our attention.
Yes, and also there is this Yelwan Zangam Bridge also. There, it was hit by a flood, a heavy downpour the other time, and it has been there too. That too is not motorable. And you know that bridge can serve a great deal to divert traffic from Zaria Road, from Faringada, because it connects people, motorists, users from Bauchi Road to Zaria Road. So if you are going to Zaria or taking to Zaria Road, you don't need to pass through Faringada if this bridge will be accessible. These two I would love to bring to your attentions. And Rukuba Road, there are no shoulders there, and that road too is one major road that you can use to access going to Abuja and other places like that, instead of going through the usual road that we have, which of course seems to be the only one we have if you're heading to Abuja. So these are the 3 things I think I would. There are a lot actually, but because of time. So please, very quickly, we have just about 5 minutes on this segment, and so let's just have. What else do you feel to talk about? Should you talk about agriculture?
Well, let me make a comment on the bridges and roads that you have talked about.
Yes.
Sincerely, and that is why most of the policies that the governor of Plateau State has brought on board, there is what we call human fees to every policy that the governor has put in place. You see, there is this executive number 003 that the governor just signed and then the implementation is ongoing. This policy is meant to safeguard the people of Plateau State. This policy is meant to secure us. This policy is meant to checkmate even our health. When you talk about bridge being washed by rain and things like that, there's a way we need to build our houses based on the plans. We need to obtain building plans from the JMDB. We need to clear our drainage. We need to clear. You see, flood is something. Water. You must create road for water. If you don't create road for water, the water must always find its way. So if we create roads, if we build our houses where we are expected to build our houses, we are going to reduce some of this natural phenomenon. So I think government will look into some of those complaints. Government will look into some of those areas and see how we can intervene. But I beg, that people must take responsibility
True.
of their own lives. People must own certain things that has to do with their health, that has to do with the environment. You must make sure that you do what is expected. I think we don't need to be compelled to take certain decisions. Government is only bringing out those kind of policies for our own good and for the progress of our communities, for the progress of the state. And if we keyed into it, I know definitely we are going to have a way out. Talking about agriculture, we don't have any alternative to agriculture today.
All right.
In every community in Plateau State you go, we have most of the communities are agrarian communities. People are into one agricultural activities and the other. And then if you look at it very well, people are shifting away from the issue of this oil production. Agri is the mainstay of our economy as we speak today.
All right.
Because every community, like I could recall the governor spoke yesterday during his Easter message in the church, and he appealed to the people of Plateau State that we, with our weather, with the climatic weather we have on the plateau, we have some comparative advantage in terms of growing certain crops. Our coffee is the best coffee we have. Horticulture is another aspect of agriculture that we need to venture into.
How much noise have we made about it? And how
yes,
much
and that is why this government is coming on board, trying to see how we can revive it. We are working on how we can encourage people to see. You see, the problem sometimes is the market. If you have a market where you can go in with your products and then you get value for whatever you have done, people will key into it. As I tell you, the governor has embarked on few overseas trips, and then he has seen how we can market our own products. And that is why he is back home. He's encouraging people to venture into agriculture. He is going to create a market. Right. We are going to create a market for which people can find value, can get value to every agricultural product that we are actually going into.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Gyang Bere, Directorate of Praise, Government House, Plateau State, Nigeria. Also in the studio, I have Honorable Felix Apunku, JP, the representative of the Igbo community in Jos, Plateau State, Nigeria. Thank you so much. It's about time for us to actually go on a very short break, and I'm sure we'll be coming back just after it. And when we do, probably Mr. Gyang will be telling us about the feelings of people concerning the Executive Order 003, where some consider it as being targeted, not being too friendly. Maybe we'll say one or two things, and then we'll put on the studio line for you to join the conversations. He's in the studio. He's a representative. He's in the government of today, and so you may want to say one or two things so that he would pile it up and then take it to the government, because he's a listening governor, as people have often been said. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Please pay attention. It starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way.
It concerns you. It a kill love, it a kill dreams. It a land people for jail. War against drug abuse.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your... Mr. Paul?
A big welcome back. This is Unity Train on Unity 93.3 FM here in Jos City, Plateau State, Nigeria, to be precise, from the hills of ZINARIYA in Jos North, Plateau State, Nigeria. It's Monday, the very first day in the month of April, the year 2024. Beware of those who want to take you on a ride of April Fool, and don't be the one who takes them on a ride of April Fool. Thank you so much for always being there. In the studio this morning, it has been Mr. Gang Berry and Honorable Felix, and we've been looking at the Plateau State government today. We have been able to establish some of the achievements recorded, and now it's time to hear a little about what is expected of the governor or the government of today. Before then, it's good to know that we are streaming live on Facebook. You can connect with us at Facebook, Unity FM TV for YouTube, and for Facebook, Unity Radio FM/TV Jos. For Facebook again, there you can throw your comments and I get to read them. At Unity Radio FM/TV Jos, you watch us live. Throw your comments, I read them. And if you have any message you want to send via text messages, you can send them through 0808-478-9999. I'll read your comments just in a moment. Before then, and the studio line is 07032353315. I'll read it again, but that will be after I hear from Mr. Gang Berry. So what do we look for? What should Plateau people expect from the government of today, apart from what so far we have achieved? Some of which, of course, you've not mentioned. Some of them, we are witnesses of some of this great achievement. But apart from it, very briefly, maybe in 2 minutes, some feel that the Executive Order 003-2024, it's perceived to be animalistic because it's like show no mercy. What is your take on this?
Like I said earlier, the government of Plateau State, there is a government because there is people. And if you don't have people, there will be no government. And this government has placed priority on the people because it is the people that brought the government into power. And so the government cannot take any decision or come up with any policy that is anti-people. And that is why, if you notice very well, that there is what we call participatory government. And that's what this government is actually running.
All right.
If you talk about the Executive Order 003, this order is meant to enhance the living condition of the people of Plateau State.
All right.
And before the government swing into action. You know, we secured buses. We secured about 15 buses, metro buses. And these buses are aimed at trying to cushion the effect of hardship that people are passing through. Now, if you don't have a serene environment that these buses will operate, then we may end up not achieving the goal. We may end up not trying to, assist the people as it is expected. And that is why the government, through the secretary to the government of the state, engaged on, had an engagement with the people, had an engagement with traders, trying to educate the people. Right. You see, what we do is we take our policies to the people, educate the people about what we expect from them, and the importance of such policies. That is why the SGS move around with some government officials, trying to educate people, engage the people, and trying to let them know the importance of giving way for those buses to be able to operate, because it is in our own interest. Clearing of the environment is one thing that we must do. We must not be living in an environment that is not conducive for us, because if you don't live in a conducive environment, it also constitutes health hazard. And that is one of the areas, that's one of the most important things that this particular order is aiming at. Trying to create an environment that we can carry out our businesses without any challenges. Now, what about people who build without securing approvals? You go out and you see people building on waterways, and we are complaining of flood. These are things that ordinarily you don't need even anybody to tell you don't build in this particular area. But government is trying to reawaken our consciousness that we must do things in a manner that will also be beneficial to us. The executive order is not to witch hunt anybody. It's not for witch hunting. It is just trying to restore sanity within the Just Greater Master Plan. There is what we call a Just Greater Master Plan that has not been observed for over the years. I am telling you, if we are able to keep to this plan, Plateau State will become a hub of so many activities. People, we're going to attract even international investors into Plateau State. You cannot bring investors in a city that is not well planned. And if we have investors here, it is to our benefit. It is to our own benefit. It is to the benefit of the people. So this order, in all fairness to government, it is not aimed at any individual
or group of individuals.
Because I believe that the order is there, and if we keep to this order, we are going to see the kind of sanity that will be restored into Plateau State, and our economic activities will also grow. Our health will be improved.
Okay, but it's like do we have truck terminals? Now the implementation of this policy has since begun. How much of these truck terminals do we have to also help in this implementation?
If you go to Marabanjama, there's a place around Marabanjama that these trucks are expected to park and wait for their time to move, time of movement. So if you are not within the time frame, there is a place that you can park. So government has created all these things. It is for us to just do some little observation. If we are observance of the law, nobody will harass anybody. And I don't think the law is there to harass any individual or any group of persons.
All right, thank you. We'll also look at the entry points, Bauchi and also Kaduna, Zaria Road here. Maybe that too will help so that we'll have robust terminal, truck terminals where some of these things can be taken care of. Very quickly, because of our time, Mr. Gangbere, I would just allow Mr. Felix to say a word even concerning what he feels about the government of today. Then we start receiving calls from our listeners.
Yes, like I said the other time, this government is a government of honesty and a good policy. It's not a government of fallacy. We've seen it often years here on the plateau, where somebody will promise us heaven and earth. At the end of the day, he goes home from the backyard. His Excellency Caleb Mufan, he said it from the campaign time. Any promise I make is the promise I will keep. If the ones I cannot keep, I don't make that such promises. But most importantly, you saw the other day I was here. I told you that fertilizers were distributed to all the pooling units. And I speak to you now, it has been completed. All the polling units have collected bags of fertilizers. And the governor said he wanted to make agric one of the good first look here on the plateau. And to some extent, there's other programs is about to start, where if you are into farming, you must have some assistance from the government. It might interest you to know that. So the government is really doing a lot of work. I said this thing before. The last government destroyed a lot of things here on the plateau.
Okay, Mr. Felix, actually, I think there will be time to actually, maybe we could have another sections where we get to compare and see where we need to strengthen.
That's great.
Yes, I think we'll come to that.
Also, an appeal on this issue of fertilizer. You see, this fertilizer was secure to boost farming activities. And I want to appeal to the people of Plateau State.
Yes.
Please, let's key into the vision of this government.
Right.
You see, the governor's intention is to ensure that farmlands that were not cultivated over the years, we should be able to have access to those farmlands and see how we can also contribute to national food security. So this fertilizer should be used for the purpose for which the government secured this fertilizer. We shouldn't sell it.
Yes.
It was not meant for selling. It wasn't meant for people to sell it and make gains out of it. Please, farmers, we should allow farmers to access this fertilizer, please.
All right.
And let's get to farm with this fertilizer, and let's see what God will do for us in the next farming, in the next harvest season. I believe if we apply this fertilizer as expected by government, we are going to contribute to national food security. Plateau State is key. Is key. In fact, it is like Plateau is like the belt that held Nigeria. We are in the middle belt. And so if we are able to key into the vision of this government, we are going to feed this country. We can even export some of the crops that we are producing here on the plateau. So please, let's apply this fertilizer the way it is expected. And then we will see the yield.
I'm sure you're also encouraging that the distribution should be as the government expected to be.
Yes.
So that the right people who should have this, end up not having it. Yes. Thank you so much for that. Very quickly, let's begin to receive your calls. Of course, I said it here earlier on that you can access us on our Facebook page. It's Unity Radio FM/TV Shows, and your phone call live, it's 07032353315. Just call, tell me your name, your locations, and you go straight. In a minute, let's have your submissions, and make sure that you stay away from comments and statements that are in their meanings derogatory or defamatory. We cannot tolerate any comments or statement that incites or defams anybody's character or group of people. And thank you so much. By the way, comments made on this platform and not in any way the position of Unity 93.3 FM. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle B.
Thank you.
And our every guest in the studio, Amusa Ike Kano, calling you from Angorogu.
It's good to have you. You have a minute. Go on, please.
You see, Uncle B, when you're talking about the executive order, you can hear you as a journalist where it has landed. Where is the motor park? Inside has declared in Marabajama, and you are talking about entry points at Bauchi and all these things. That is why you as a journalist said we should do laws that is being not targeted to any other thing. Anytime we want to do something in this thing, in as far as we have a progressive governor, we need people who will advise him very, very well.
That's it.
We need, in as far as this issue is concerned, we want you to bring transporters and businessmen on ground.
Thank you.
So that they can tell you the really things on ground.
All right.
That is how we want it to be. And I'm advising our authorities there. Let them take a look to verify in Kaduna State or Kuntu.
Okay.
Know how this issue has been solved. If you want to borrow anything, let's borrow it to the finest cost so that everybody will not feel exempted.
All right.
He's a listening governor and he believes to carry everybody along. We welcome whatever he sees.
Thank you.
But all have to see on them to see that Plateau State moves forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and that is why this platform is here for you, so you can advise. And from Mr. Gangberry, he said he made it clear to my listening that we're open. The governor is open for advice. Of course, we keep observing and make advices so that it will be implemented. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, hello. Hello, good morning.
Thank you. Your name?
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Tafe. I'm calling from Shirye.
It's good to have you. You have a minute, please. Go on.
Yeah, Yeah, I will comment on just you have spoken very, very well.
All right.
And you have spoken much more about the development that the Kala Bhutan has brought into their district.
Yes.
Especially this executive order.
Yes.
You see, in their district, we are very, very much to have a government that is that.
Okay.
The development. The problem is that the people have to cooperate with the government so that they can get all the development in hand.
All right.
Because when we look at this executive order, people have been complaining and they are not abiding by the order. This is not supposed to be. And secondly, this governor, when we look at things that come into government, if you are thinking have faced in terms of governance, there is a lot of development.
All
and
right.
all this development cannot be done if you don't have to.
All right.
This is the one thing that we have to cooperate with the governor so that we can get it right.
Thank
and
you.
Lastly, the issue of this executive order that the governor has been doing is something that is very, very complicated. They are clearing up the kindness and setting up the trust because it's like this.
Thank you so much.
This is very recommended and we are going to cooperate with them. Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you, my very wonderful regular caller. And this one is from Abdurrahman Yusuf Kadere. Good morning, gentlemen, in the studio. I saluted for doing a wonderful job. Indeed, there is so many challenges we have in our country, Nigeria, especially the high price of food commodity includes bandits, kidnappings, that every sad unfortunate. I hope the federal government is supposed to do the needful. I am Abdurrahman Yusuf Kadede. Thank you so much. Hello, good morning. All right, another one from Facebook says, Masha Allah, Alhamdulillah, Allah ya kara daukaka Unity FM radio TV shows yasa sauki. Okay, life here. All right, thank you so much. Well, this one is announced. I was just trying to get it. He was just trying to say, praying, offering prayer for us. And this one is from George Silas. He's saying, good morning, Kubi. Love your jacket. Thank you. All right, and another one saying, he continues by saying, happy new month to us all. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Silas. You love my jacket. Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Kubi.
Thank you. Your name?
Good morning, the guest in the house.
Yes.
My name is Nahudu Duos.
All right.
From Terminus.
You have a minute. Go on, Nahudu Duos.
What I want to say is I thank God for using our good governor. We're doing a lot of things, repairing roads, and the trader of things, matching it, the motherboard, that thing. You see, in this platform, when the accident is happening in Polo, I'm always shouting and yelling and crying. And thank God that the governor has. But there's another advice I want to give government.
Please go on.
What is this? I think that like the girls that need to see the governor, talk to the governor. What I want to say is, you see what is happening now is the trailers that are coming to town now, like our goods are in Lagos. When you ask drivers, man, the trailers driving to come to they say they will not go to jail.
Yes.
That they are not allow them to exit.
Yes.
You see what I want to advise now, you can listen. When the trailers go to push from Lagos or from any other part of the state or the country to the plateau, when they float, if the GMDP allow them, immediately they float in the morning, let them pass when I see their country, 9 o'clock they can move out. So for you to tell them, let them say, Madaba, 9 o'clock they will come in. Are we going to start uploading by 11, 12, 1, 2, 3 midnight? What if the bandits come and kidnap, or the kidnappers, or the whatever they call them?
Thank you.
There's no CCTV, there's no drone, there's no security. Nobody to guide you there to protect you.
All right.
This is what I'm advising the governor. Please, let's emphasize just for that issue of access. And another one is, you should remember us doing a lot of roads. Even in Shaka, our road is no good. Our road is no good. Please, you should come to our aid.
Thank you.
That is the school where his children went to. You should remember people in Ghana High School.
All right.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kingsley Barnabas. Yes, the road, the Shaka Sisters Convent. Yes. All right. And Sunday, Choji say good morning. Could be greetings to our dynamic Governor Caleb Mutfans. We pensioners were very happy with him. God bless him Amen. And this one is from Thomas Christopher Amos. Say, good morning, Jos people. I am watching you live in the city of Delta State. What is the guest saying, talking about the new governor or the old governor? Please go and see Utan Road. Bida Bidi, if he is talking about the new governor, good. They should do the road before I will come back. I'll be back to Jos. If not, you will see protest. Okay, he's just trying to encourage that there's a road there, BWD U10 and the rest, that attention should be thrown there. That's the message. And this one say, good morning, my name is Shafiu Hamisu Faringada Rahama, Ward Toro, local government. I am watching you live from there. Nice day. And it's from Shafiu Hamisu Rafingada. Thank you so much. I think this is the much that we can take on our Facebook page. And this one says on text message, say, good morning Kubi and the guest in the studio. Happy blessed Easter and new month to all and sundry. The guests have spoken well. We pray that the Lord help the government sustain the good work going on in the state. Please, the local government should be carried along. Meanwhile, local government workers are still waiting for their palliatives. The needful should be done. Peace is priceless. Let's live in peace. God bless Unity FM and Nigeria. Christy Izang from Rukuba Road. Another one say, good morning, sir, about our road which link from Gangare to Yendoya and Tudung OC. We want for completion. Please, Umar Ali from Gangare. Thank you, Umar Ali. Another one says, good morning, Kubi and the praise master of Plateau State, Mr. Gang Bere, and the guest in the house. So thank you all for the great work. Please, Mr. Gang Bere, on the order 003 signed by the governor, is there any genuine communications from the State House of Assembly members that will make law to be allowed, followed by the citizens of Plateau State? Ishak Nabaji is in Call Street. The entire happy Easter to you all. Thank you. And maybe finally, please tell your guests that water is too scarce at Angwan Rimi, especially at Aqua Mutua. Let the government help us with even manual borehole. Water is life. IBB. And lastly, Adewumi is saying, good morning, Kubi, and I pray for good government. How I will someone wait for 16 hours before carrying out their daily activities? Presently, Nigeria are really suffering. I wonder what is the hope of the common man, the hope to see government make adjustments to make favorable to the masses. I think this is all we have for today. I will just hear your final words from Mr. Felix.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate our chairman of Unity FM, Honorable Dasuki Nakonde, has been giving us a lot of understanding, and each time we call here, they always allow us to air some of our programs regarding His Excellency, yes, Barrister Caleb Mufan. Thank you so much.
All right.
And my brothers from Plateau State, we want peace, like what our brother said, Young Berry. Peace is paramount, peace is priceless, peace is permanent. Right. If we have peace, the governor will do a lot of development on the plateau.
Thank you so much, Honorable Felix. Now to Mr. Gangbere, your parting words, please.
Thank you very much. We've listened to the submission of individuals about certain things that the government need to do. Like I said earlier, we are listening government. The government is in place because of the people, and areas that need adjustment will be made. Areas that need improvement, certainly improvement will be made. And I want you to trust this government. I want you to hold this government as your own government, because it is your government. It is you who put the government in. And so trust the government that the government is doing its best to ensure that the living condition of the people of Plateau State is improved. We will work towards that direction, and we will make sure that everybody is carried along.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Gankebere, Directorate of Praise, Government House, Plateau State, Nigeria. Thank you. And Honorable Felix Aponku JP, a representative of the Igbo community here in Plateau State, Nigeria. The crew who made this possible, I truly appreciate Engineer Narogo and also the Mahead in the TV control room, GSM Awal, and also Shamsuddin Kabir. Thank you so much. From me, Kobe, do have yourself a lovely Monday. Bye-bye.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer